we have something really cool. I think it's one of the coolest Hindenburg artifacts ever, and it's the front cap badge worn by one of the captains, the first officer of Hindenburg, Captain Albert Sammt, when the Hindenburg crashed and burned. And as he escaped, he wrote an autobiography, and he talked about the fact that he waited until the ship got down close to the ground to jump out of the cockpit, because he knew if he jumped out higher, he might break a leg, and then the ship would fall on top of him and burn him. So he waited till a certain point, and he jumped out of the cockpit, and he pulled his cap down over his ears to protect his ears a little bit. And he realized afterwards that his cap badge had been ripped off as he escaped the cockpit. And it just so happened that there was a U.S. Coast Guard guy there who was holding one of the mooring lines, who was running up the length of the ship, and he got hit in the leg by part of the structure coming down. And he saw something in front of him. He picked it up, put it in his pocket, and then he darted to the left to get out from under the ship. And it wasn't until later that he realized that he had the cap insignia from the officer. And so he held on to it till he passed away and passed it down to his son, who passed it to the grandson, who passed it to us.
Uh-huh.
And
well,
go ahead.
I find that fascinating. Okay, so you're holding the rope for this giant burning blimp that's coming down on top of you. A piece of wreckage hits your leg. You fall down and you look, oh, hey, shiny. And you pick it up. I mean,
that's one of the things that our buddy Jeff Schrader thought was just awesome about that piece. Leave it to an American to be like, oh, a souvenir, as he's about to be killed.
Yeah. Well, what I love is they've also got photos of the captain. Afterwards, you can see where he had badly burned. His cap has no badge on it.
Yeah,
right?
You can see in the images. It's really hard from the images from 1937, but you can see the ship coming down and almost on the ground, and you can see those guys trying to escape to try and get out from under it. And like you said, James, there's that image of Sammt being walked to the hospital with a base commander, and you can see he doesn't have the cap badge on his cap anymore. It's gone. And it was funny to read the story about Sammt and realize that you could put his story together with the veteran who picked it up, and it's a great provenance to go with that piece. How many others are out there?
None.
Exactly.
Let alone as well documented in different places as this.